Hello everyone. I am going to do a little bit longer video today just talking about wine basics of the vines and the grapes at the request of some of my friends who weren't clear on everything. So the first thing is grapes grow on vines. So all the grapes that we see around the world, they all grow on vines in rows, kind of like we have here on the video in front of us. So I'm going to try to also do this in one take so that if I make a mistake, it is what it is. No big deal. There are two types of grape varietals that we're going to talk about today, Vitis vinifera and Vitis lambrusca. So the Vitis vinifera are our European grape varietals and Vitis lambrusca are our North American grape varietals. So they can be classified by grapes that we are familiar with. So we are familiar with common wine names like Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Grigio, Merlot, Pinot Noir, Cabernet Sauvignon, Petit Verdot, Riesling, etc. And then our Vitis lambrusca are the ones that we know as snacking grapes. So Concord, used like in the famous grape juice and jellies, Delaware, Catawba. There's also Norton and a few others that are popular. So you might ask, why are these two types of vines relevant to understanding wine? The two vines work together to form a protection against pests that destroy crops. So wine starts with a plant, so understanding how to grow fruit is very important in enjoying the wine. Phloxera. This is that louse or the bug that destroyed many of the wine grapes in Europe from 1860 to 1890. This pest destroyed as much as 2/3 of the European vines. The only way to combat the bug was by grafting or combining in a hybrid fashion the two grapevines so that they work together to defend the vine against the pest. So they found out that the Vitis lambrusca has a thicker juice inside of it that kind of clogs up the mouth of the Phloxera. So when I talk about wine, the easiest way to describe the difference is kind of like the difference is tasting a tomato or a watermelon. You know, if you get a tomato straight off the vine, it has way more flavor than one that's green. And sometimes watermelons can have zero flavor and sometimes they're really sweet. That's kind of how wine works. So the different grape varietals as well as where they're grown make a huge difference on the fruit. So Vitis vinifera, those grape wines are the white grape wines and the red grape wines. So I'm going to go ahead and separate these out for you so you can see the popular varietals. So you have Pinot Grigio, Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnay, Riesling, etc. And then Pinot Noir, Merlot, Malbec, Cabernet Sauvignon, Sangiovese, Cabernet Franc, Petit Verdot. The list goes on and on. So those are the common ones. So I'm going to break down the white grapes so that you can understand the differences. So I'm going to actually talk about them in the range of light body and sweetness down to full body. So the first that we're going to start off with is Riesling. And this wine is actually a huge range from either really sweet or really dry and crisp. If you're getting a real Riesling, it's going to be dry and crisp and have a lot of minerality, but we kind of associate it now with really sweet wine. So that really just depends on where you're getting the wine from and the type that it is. There's also Pinot Grigio that has a aroma of lemons, limes, melons, and honey. It's really acidic and it's light and refreshing. Sauvignon Blanc has a grapefruit or green apple and mango aromas. It's very herbaceous. And then your Chardonnay is going to have that vanilla, buttery, ripe fruits of pears and pineapples and really rich, full body. So if you're thinking about body, kind of think about milk. So that the skim milk is going to be light and full body would be like whole milk or even heavy cream. So I'm going to break down the red wines for you right now. And we're going to start with Pinot Noir because actually I'm going to start with Sangiovese. Just kidding. So Sangiovese, those are the grapes that we're really familiar with growing in Chianti, which is a region in Italy. So they have a really light body and have that sour cherries and even like a tea leaf or herbaceous quality to them. Pinot Noirs, we know these grow all over the world. They grow in Burgundy as well as Oregon and Willamette Valley. They're really light-bodied and fresh, fruit-forward flavors. They have raspberries and cherries for their aromas. Merlot, this is when you're going to get into a more medium body. It's going to have blackberries and plums and herbs. And you're going to go with Cabernet next. The Cabernet, red peppers or roasted red peppers, I can always tell that that's a Cabernet Sauvignon. And it also has a eucalyptus flavor. So kind of like a astringency flavor that you can smell with eucalyptus. That's kind of a classic for Cabernet. Now, a Syrah is going to be full body. It's going to have a black pepper smell to it. It's going to have that jammy fruit flavor and also going to be full body. So here's the classification. So Sangiovese to Syrah. There's a lot more red wines and white wines that are on the shelves. I just encourage you to try each and every one of them and find the ones that you like. There's no real steadfast, you have to have this or that. Some of the other ones that are not on the list that I really enjoy are Zinfandels, which are actually a red wine. They are not the white pink wine, the rosé. It's not even a rosé. So it is a really fruit forward, full bodied, has a really great profile that I like to have a lot. Other than that, I just encourage you to just experiment and really find the flavor profiles that you like. So it doesn't matter if you're drinking red or white, just experiment, have fun. That's what it's all about. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.